I'm trapped in my room. Fuck, I think I'm covering the mic. So I'm trapped in my room because I sprained my ankle at a soccer game yesterday and now I can't walk. Funsies! I have been thinking about making this video for a while now because I know I'm gonna do the podcast in English, but I know that the first season is gonna be like audio only. So I thought, how am I gonna make videos out of the no video pod? And so I thought about making a YouTube channel, obviously for when I am gonna be uploading the podcast episodes, but I thought it would be cool to also maybe make videos in English and maybe share more about my life here in English. Because I'm also gonna have my YouTube channel in Spanish that I've had for a while now, but then, I don't know, I wanna do this. So yes, I am in bed. I sprained my ankle and I have to do big things in an hour, so I am not excited about that. What else? This is so funny because I've never made videos in English, and so when I do videos in Spanish, I know exactly when I'm gonna say things like or like, and then like words, I don't know how you call it in English, but like these words that don't have any value, they're just like placeholders in sentences. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I have on my ankle. I have this Cramps Rice raccoon and I wrapped it around my ankle so it's so warm. It feels so good, but I feel like it's gonna be one of those things where when I take it off, it's gonna get cold and then it's gonna hurt way more, but I'm not worried about that right now. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is my my raccoon. This is Vice, and so then I am just like wrapping it around my ankle. This is a mosquito bite that I scratched so much it turned into a bruise. You weren't supposed to see that. Don't worry about it. What else? Okay, maybe I can tell you a little bit about the pond. I want to make a podcast in English. I thought it would be fun. I think it's cool to try to break into new spaces. So yeah, I think that's a fun challenge. And I think it's also even more challenging doing it like simultaneously while I'm getting back into making content in Spanish and YouTube in Spanish, and like, I don't know. I think this is very me, like having 30,000 ideas and then wanting them all to happen. But I am making like a long-term plan for these things to happen. I think I used to be very much like, okay, I have an idea, I have 10 minutes to do it, and it has to fucking work. And now I think I'm a little bit still like that because yes, I have a bajillion ideas, but I'm trying to build the foundation for all of them so that they're all sustainable, even if it takes time, even if it takes 6 months, even if it takes, there's no rush. I think that's the difference in like the process of how I'm doing things now, is that there's no rush of like, I need to do it in 2 weeks. Like I need this thing needs to blow up in 2 weeks. I need to get 3 million views in the next video. There's no rush. And so yes, sort of this video is a little bit of a foundation for the pod channel because I'm not going to be posting any pod recordings for the first season. That's going to be like 8 videos. So there's something that I need to do to have that channel active and make it maybe a little more interesting or let you guys know me more other than audio clips from content that already exists. I don't know. I have a ton of ideas and I'm trying to figure out how to do them. The other day, hold on. I'm holding it in a very weird way. The other day, this is way worse. The other day, something happened. Oh, I made a ChatGPT. No, I got so into it. It was this ChatGPT and I was like, give me a list of questions regarding everything that I'm not, taking into account or anything that I'm not considering for all of these plans that I have and all of these things that I want to happen. And so it gave me like motivation and values and financial risk and mental health and legacy, like a bunch of bullet points, and then each bullet point had a bunch of questions, and it was really fun to fill out because here's my thing. I know that my motivation can sometimes be very limited. I'll get super excited for like the first months and then maybe reality sets in and then I'm like, or I start noticing things where I'm like, I don't really love this, or like I'm not really a fan of this, or whatever. For whatever reason, my motivation disappears. And I don't want that to happen if I decide to go back into creating like full time, because that's obviously a very freelance job, and it's also something that very much depends on how much energy and time and effort you put into it. And so you sort of have to be motivated. And if you're not motivated, then you at least have to be disciplined. And I know that discipline is a very, very big area of opportunity for me, which I am working on, which I'm trying to make better. Yeah, let's say that. But I'm also very much aware of my flaws, and so I want to be very conscious in how I do things and the reasons behind them. Anyways, the point of this GPT was for it to sort of give me like a 5 to 10 year timeline where maybe I'm not motivated every single day, and maybe, you know, there's days where I don't feel inspired, I don't feel excited, I'm tired, I'm bored, I'm sick, I'm annoyed, I'm overwhelmed, I'm burnt out. Like, so many things could go wrong. And sort of the point of this was to be like, one of the questions was like, realistically, how much could you do in a week? And what will you do in the weeks where, you know, you don't feel like you want to do anything? So it was very good questions for me to take into consideration and sort of think on and obviously work on for when I go into this full-time back again. Yes, exciting. Yes. So yes, I want to do that. And yeah, I haven't recorded the first episode of the pod. I've recorded like the last 4, so I don't know how much you know about me because I haven't recorded it. But okay, fuck, I didn't think about that. Okay, I don't know if I've said this on the pod or not, but my name is Majo. I am 22 years old. I'm from Mexico City. I want to make content in English. I've been making content for 6 years-ish. And yes, I think that's sort of all of the context that I would say in a video. I mean, in a podcast. Yeah. And I want to try this new way of making content. I think the competition is huge, and that's exciting. Not that everything is a competition. Wait. Hold on. I'm not competitive. I swear, I'm not competitive. Not that everything is a competition, but obviously, like, the international podcast terrain and also content in English world is way bigger than just in Spanish. So what I mean is there's way more content in English than there is in Spanish. Or maybe I'm lying, or maybe I'm making that up. But I do consume a lot of content in English, and so from what I know and from what I have seen and viewed, I don't know. Yeah, there's some very, very, very successful podcasts and content creators in English. And so something in my brain was like, yeah, now you're gonna do English and Spanish, and you are gonna go for both those markets, and you have 15 minutes to do it. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna post this because the lighting is disgusting, the quality is horrendous, and I look like a baddie. That's okay. Yeah, okay. Well, thank you so much. Bye. See, also, another issue that I'm struggling with is, because right now I was like, okay, why don't I get out of bed, go into better lighting, whatever, and re-record this video? And that happens to me a bunch where I'm like, first of all, I can't move. Second of all, that happens to me a bunch where I get into this like perfectionist thing in my brain, and so what I do then doesn't seem good enough, and then I need to do what I just did better, which is so exhausting because in a way I already did it. But now that I'm thinking about it, I might just go into better lighting and re-record this video, which I didn't say anything really. I could just turn on the camera and speak to myself, but yes. Okay, that was me. I want to make these videos so that the people listening to the pod that don't know me can maybe know me a little bit better. So this is me. I don't know if I've already posted a podcast episode, but I hope you are enjoying the pod. And if there's anything you want to say it. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.